Public observances for former President Jimmy Carter are set to begin this Saturday in his home state of Georgia and will end with a state funeral on January 9th. The 39th president died Sunday at his home in Plains, Georgia, at the age of 100. He was the longest living former president and spent most of this time after the White House as a dedicated humanitarian. CBS News correspondent Skyler Henry joins us now. Skyler, walk us through what we'll see in the coming week as the nation honors Jimmy Carter.
Yeah, Lindsay, this Saturday, this will begin with the Carter family arriving at the Phoebe Sumter Medical Center down in Americus, Georgia, before a motorcade brings Carter's body to the boyhood home in front of the farm there in Plains, Georgia, that will stop briefly before the National Park Service will hold a salute and then ring a bell 39 times, signifying him being the 39th president of the United States. He will then be brought here to Atlanta, where he will then drive by the Georgia State Capitol, where we anticipate the governor here, as well as the mayor and other top leaders here in the state, to pay their respects. He will then be brought here to the Carter Center, where he will lie in repose for several days. There will also be a public remembrance celebration here happening on that Saturday evening. He will then be taken to Washington, D.C. on January 7th. There he will ride by the U.S. Navy Memorial, signifying his time in the Navy, and then also he will lie in state inside of the U.S. Capitol building before that January 9th state funeral, where we anticipate President Biden to deliver the eulogy, signifying the relationship that the two men shared for more than 50 years. After that, he will be brought here to Plains, Georgia, where he and his family will hold a small private service at the Maranatha Baptist Church that we knew the Carters to attend for years, before he will then be laid to rest next to his wife, Rosalind, just outside of their home in Plains.
And we see people behind you. There's been a steady stream since you've been out there the last couple of days. President Biden will deliver that eulogy for Carter as his state funeral. Can you tell us about their relationship?
Yeah, it was an intimate one on so many levels, Lindsay. This is a relationship that goes back to the 70s, when President Biden was a senator in the state of Delaware during that same time that former President Carter was in office, and the relationship that the two shared as it relates to being those outsiders, if you will, before, getting into politics, oftentimes seeking guidance and advice from one another as it relates to not only running their respective races, but also what to do as it relates to relationships with, other members of Congress or other world leaders. It's something that the two of them reflected on in their time. It's something that President Biden wrote about in a book back in 2007, talking about their relationship, but also talking about things that he thinks he would have done differently. Interestingly enough, the president, when meeting with President Carter fairly recently, talked about his relationship, and then also the fact that he would be delivering that eulogy. He also pointed out the fact that, in his remarks down in St. Croix, just the fact that he was not only a great human or a great statesperson, but a great humanitarian, obviously talking about the work that happened here at the Carter Center and everything that the Carter Center has meant for the entire world, not just the state of Georgia, not just the United States, but the work that they have been able to do in the name of health and peace and democracy for so many countries all throughout the globe. The president absolutely identifying that, recognizing that. I think those are things that he will absolutely tie into his eulogy come next week.
Skyler Henry, thank you.